Hi, my name is Dr. Jim and welcome to part 4 of our shoulder series. So first off, I want to apologize for missing last month. So my wife and I, we had our third baby, so I had to miss some time from work, and I was at home a little bit busy, so I do apologize about that. Moving forward, we should be scheduled, so hopefully. Stick around and hopefully you can learn something from today's series, which is going to be on labrum tears. So the labrum is a cartilaginous tissue that surrounds the shoulder, and its function is to provide stability to the shoulder. So when it comes to labrum tears, there are two types of labrum tears that are common. So the first one is the most common one. It's called a slap injury. So that's the top portion of the labrum that's torn. And then the lower portion of the labrum that's torn, that's also common, but not as common as the slap tear, is called a Bankart tear, and that occurs on the lower portion of the labrum. So with labrum tear injuries, some of the symptoms can overlap other shoulder injuries as well. But some of the more common types of symptoms that you're going to feel when you have a labrum tear is you're going to have like a grinding sound when you're moving your shoulder, a lock where it's locking or it's catching when you're moving it, where you feel like your shoulder is unstable, like it's going to pop out of the socket, loss of strength, and then you're going to also have that dull, deep ache. So some of the causes of these labrum tears are from overuse injuries. If you're using your shoulder too much, that can cause the labrum to tear. If you're an athlete who throws a lot, such as football, baseball, volleyball, tennis, using your shoulder a lot, that can cause injury. Anything where you're having to work overhead, that's going to can cause injury to the labrum as well. And if you're falling on an outstretched arm, you can cause injury to the labrum as well. Dislocation of the shoulder is a very common way to cause labrum tears. So I'm going to go over a couple of exercises that are designed to help strengthen the shoulder and hopefully prevent further tearing of the labrum. All right, so this first exercise here, you want to find something that's going to be at least shoulder height or a little bit higher. If it's too low, you can always use some books, stack some books and make it a little bit higher. That works as well too. So I'm going to use this table here. What you want, this is going to activate your shoulder muscles and at the same time kind of create a little bit of separation in those shoulder joints to allow more movement, so there's less friction with the torn labrum. Okay, so first what you're going to do is you're going to make a fist and lay out your arm. Let's say this is my affected shoulder, and all you're doing is you're pressing down against, let's say, this table here. I'm going to press down against this table and hold that for 5 seconds, and then relax. And I'm just going to do this about 10 times, or you can do it more, and you can do this throughout the day as well too. So this next exercise, you're going to need some weight. You can use 2-pound dumbbell or something less, or some weights. This is what I'm using, this weight here. Or you can use a water bottle. If you have a water bottle, just use that. You don't need a lot of weight when you're doing this. What this exercise is going to do is it's going to work your internal rotation muscles. And I'll show you as I get on this bench here. So to get into position, you're going to lie on the side that's not affected. So this is my shoulder that's hurting. I'm going to lie on my right side. And all you're doing is make sure your elbow is slightly in front of your hip, and you're also bringing it slightly downwards or towards your toe there. So when you get into that position, again, you don't need a lot of weight. You're going to start here and bring it out there and back down, up and back down. And you only need to do about 10 of these, and then about 3 sets of them, and that should be plenty. So this next exercise, you're going to be lying on your right side. Again, let's say my left side is the one that's affected. I'm going to be laying on my right side. And this is kind of a deceleration exercise. So this is more for people who are throwing overhead, football or baseball, things like that. So they want to go through that motion. And this is to help strengthen those muscles and allow them to go through that motion. So I'm gonna get on my side here, and with my weight, again, this is 2 pounds or less. You don't need anything heavier. If you do too heavy, you might strain muscle. So I highly recommend going lighter weight. So what you want to start off with is keeping your arm this way. You want to point your thumbs up towards the ceiling. So when I'm in this position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it forward like this. I'm sorry, I'm not going to keep my thumb pointed up. I'm going to keep my thumb pointed forward. So I'm going to bring it forward like this and back. Just like this. So if you feel like, if you're pointing your thumb and it's hurting too much, try not to point it so much. So I'm pointing it going downwards like this. And if that's hurting, I'm going to point it less. So that's all you're doing for that one. And you're going to do just 10 reps of this, about 3 sets as well. This last exercise, you're going to be using either a weight or some TheraBands here. So this is what I'm going to be using. So this is going to be work a little bit better just because there's more resistance when you're doing it. And you can also control how taut the line is. So I prefer this when I'm doing this shoulder exercise, and I'll show you what you need to do. So the first one, all you're doing is you're raising your arm straight up. So I'm going to hold this line here, and I'm raising, keeping my elbow locked, keeping my elbow extended. I'm going to raise it up to here and then back down. And I'm just going to do this about 10 times. 10 times this way, and then flip it around. And I'll show you with this arm here. Flip it around, and I'm going to keep my elbows extended and do 10 times that way. So what this is targeting is targeting the shoulder and the triceps, and the other way is targeting the shoulder, the front shoulder, front deltoids, and the biceps. So you're working multiple muscles doing this exercise. So that is all the exercises that I have for today. So I hope you guys learned something. Until next time, take care of yourself.
So thank you for watching. If you like the content and if you enjoyed the information that I've given you here, please like, subscribe, and share my channel. I appreciate it. And until I see you guys again, take care.